child, I tell you. Welcome back to Sesame Street, starring Sean.
Hey, look at me. I can show up on time.
Are you Scooter? Was that his name?
Scooter.
Was it Scooter, the Kermit's helper on the Muppets? He had the glasses. Was that his name?
Is that the gay one?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's Bert. That's you.
That's Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, you're Bert and Ernie.
I'm not Bert and Ernie. Or Ernie. Oh, wow, that's hard to say. Or Ernie.
I'm more like Oscar.
But the kid that lives in the trash can?
I don't know if he's a kid.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, Scooter.
So hold on. That brings up a...
Remember him?
So all the creatures in Sesame Street, they're not people. They're creatures, right?
Well, is that not a person?
I don't know. I mean,
He's just,
Mr. Snuffleupagus is an elephant, right?
yeah, Big Bird's a
I
bird.
say that because
He's a
they
big chicken.
introduced a new Muppet or whatever it is that is like a
Trans animal?
yes, like a human.
Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm like, wait a second, none of them are humans. They're all creatures. Like they're all, but that created some controversy because they created. It wasn't a transgender. It was a, God, what was it?
Trans Muppet?
No, I think it was just a racial, like a certain race that they introduced to the Muppets.
Well, all the Muppets are all different colors.
A Fraggle.
I'm sorry.
Was it Fraggle? A Fraggle.
Look that up for me. Like, put new Sesame Street.
That was Baby Grover, wasn't it?
Well, he's also not a human. He's blue.
Well, so I mean, they're all
Lord.
colors. They're blue, they're yellow,
Well,
they're
that,
green.
and that's
Yeah,
what-
but they're a representation of something bigger. It's kind of like when
That-
you in Bert and Ernie's apartment.
There it is.
And on the
Sesame Street
windowsill.
debuts first Asian American Muppet.
How do you know? I remember some Asian Muppet being on there before.
What about the Count?
No, but
Where's he from?
But the whole point
from
of Sesame
Transylvania.
Street was that it wasn't. They weren't humans. They're creatures. They're all sorts of colors.
Oh, no, not necessarily.
All right, so hold on. They're
Am I
not,
wrong?
they're
Am I
not
wrong on
humans, but they have dialects and they have region of source. They have sources of where they come from, the origins of where they come from.
Right.
Because if you look at was it
Like Bert
Fozzie?
and Ernie. Bert
Look-
and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie, are those humans?
Very, very New York style, very metrosexual guys. You
Yeah,
know.
First off, Ernie has a unibrow, a hardcore unibrow.
No, that's Bert.
Oh, that's Bert?
Yeah,
That's
that's
Bert.
Bert.
Ernie's the guy with no
What the
eyebrows.
fuck is wrong with you?
I watched Sesame Street
Which
when I was
one?
a kid, but
That's
it wasn't
Bert.
ridiculous like it is now.
And Ernie's he's kind of a goofy guy. He makes fun of Bert. Bert it's kind of like what is the show on TV where you have the Odd Couple?
Hold on, I'm confused. Bert is which one now?
He's
Good
the yellow.
Lord, he's the one that looks
conehead.
like a butt plug.
He's the
and
conehead.
He's the uptight one,
Yeah,
Yes.
and Ernie's the fun guy.
he's the
Correct.
guy that's
Kind
like
of stupid.
He's Jack Klugman. He's
I wouldn't
Quincy.
say he's stupid.
He's not stupid. He
no,
just
he just likes
he
to
seems
fuck.
low IQ to me.
No,
See, he seems like low IQ,
he's off key too.
and Bert is totally uptight.
Oh, he's very pretentious.
But those are not humans.
He was raped as a kid.
Oh man,
He was
what's wrong with you?
by Mr. Hooper, the general store manager.
Really? Why are we listening to?
I don't know.
You just
What is Bert?
you just
what
took
is
the
Ernie
liberty
about to do there?
of starting to play Sesame Street songs and shit.
Actually, there's a lot of the very Sesame Street songs are kind of therapeutic. You know, you listen to them, everyone's got that good feel.
Oh, is that what you do when
Bert and
you?
Ernie themselves,
take a
they
break?
are a trip. I'll tell you, some of my favorite skits from Sesame Street was Bert and Ernie's windowsill, where they had a flower box, and in that flower box there were
singing flowers.
a colony of ants, and the ants would live there, and they had their own world of issues. That were
they
going
would
on.
like zoom in on
Oh,
the
yeah.
ants.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would just like zoom in, and this is the world of Bert
great.
and Ernie's little flower bed ant hill. It was great. I enjoy it. Man.
Yeah.
But is it National Public Radio, right? That's NPR.
No, it's PBS.
I'm sorry, PBS. That's what I
PBS.
meant. That's what I meant. The equivalent of the TV radio equivalent.
Yeah, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yes. So they've taken a lot of heat for bringing in politics to
Yes.
Sesame Street.
Yes, they had a big vaccine push.
Oh no.
Yeah, on the show they had a song. And
Oh no.
showed them getting vaccine shots.
Hold on.
Oh,
In
no.
all fairness,
Oh no.
they had a vaccine They had a vaccine skit back in the 80s too. So it's not just, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, this isn't something new. They've been pushing this shit on kids forever. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, if you type in 1980s, Sesame Street, Muppets, vaccine, and you're going to find some skits out there where they're talking about kids going to
The flu vaccine,
Let's
the
not
polio
give
vaccine.
the measles to our friends. That kind of shit.
Don't be a Republican. Get your vaccine.
Oh, wow. No shit. That's probably
No,
what it's like.
I used to watch Sesame Street all the time when I was younger.
Oh, man.
I was a Sesame Street kid.
I love the
I love Sesame
Electric
Street.
the
Company.
music on there was
And I love the Muppets.
Mr. Rogers. You guys watch Mr. Rogers?
He was creepy, but I did.
I watched that every week.
We came in and changed his clothes.
He'd change his clothes and he'd sing that song and tie his shoe and
Didn't you find it weird that
put on
it
his
seemed like it
cardigan.
was 2 p.m. when he came home from work?
Well, he went to work very early. He was an engineer. Oh,
Yeah.
he was a sniper. He stayed up all night killing people.
Yeah.
He was an assassin. He was a mercenary.
Beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, my goodness.
He put on his little cardigan.
That's towards the end of his career there.
Yeah.
It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood.
Check out that
Neighborly
Oh, he's
collection
got all
of,
those different colored jackets.
be
yeah.
mine. Could you
Well, those
be
are his house
always wanted
robes.
to have a neighbor just
Oh, he's
like
changing
you.
into a
Where do
cardigan.
you think he lives
always
that
wanted to live in
requires
a
a
neighborhood
cardigan like
He's
that?
in Pittsburgh.
You
Pittsburgh? Oh, it's cold as balls there.
Let's
Well, here's
make
what's
the
crazy.
most
He's
of
putting
this
it on a cardigan and not
beautiful
taking off his tie.
Or his microphone.
Well, that's because his microphone is on there. Oh,
Since we're together, we might as well say.
He changes his shoes.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
So,
I've always tripped out on the little trolley that goes,
Oh,
through
I
his
used to-
house, and it goes away to some sort of mysterious,
I used
fantasy
to love
area.
that.
Neighbor.
The
little trolley would come and-
ding.
so he walks in. He immediately hangs up his stuff. He changes into a cardigan, which is a little weird. Doesn't take off his tie. Changes the shoes. Sits down on the couch and starts talking
Look,
to the TV.
he would have taken off his tie.
His wife probably hates
frankly,
his
This
guts.
was a sign of the times.
sometimes he didn't
Everyone
wear a
wore a
tie.
suit.
Did his,
back then.
did
Only
he-
reason he had a
did
tie
his wife
on was to
bring
put
him
the
a
microphone on it.
bourbon on ice?
It was a martini,
Was that in the show too?
2 olive.
It just like a glass appears and he starts sipping it and he goes,
Stirred,
"Won't you
not
be
shaken."
my neighbor."
No, have you seen from everything that you've read is he was the nicest person in real life and
Well,
everything.
they made a movie out of it.
Yeah,
out of
I
it.
haven't seen it yet, but I'd like to see it.
Wasn't it?
That's what Tom
It's
Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Yeah,
Tom Hanks.
yeah,
Yeah, if Tom Hanks wasn't such a jackass, I'd watch it.
yeah.
We got to watch that.
But I was a huge Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, but Fred
fan.
Rogers has an interesting background too. I mean, I wasn't joking when I said he was a sniper
What?
in the Marines.
Really?
Yeah, he would kill people from afar.
Wow. You had to add that part.
He did.
He's a human killer.
Look, he's not only is he a sniper, but he's an accomplished sniper.
Are you saying he fought in World War II?
He fought one of the world wars. I mean, I don't think it was World War. I think it was maybe
The Spanish Civil War?
no. I think it was the Vietnam War.
It was the 1812.
It was the North and South
Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
France.
Watch that. Yeah, big Mr. Rogers.
So
fan.
earlier, if there's
always
a-
liked it
the-
because he'd go on these little field trips to his neighbors, right? And you go to a factory and you see how like violins are made, and then they don't play
Nice.
violins and
It's-
stuff like that.
Today, little boys and girls, now they're doing away with the boys and girls. What are they saying instead of boys and girls?
Z's and Zims.
No, I think they're using.
Oh, God. I was.
this is
you're
Disney
kidding.
World that's
You're
doing that.
kidding.
Good
That-
Lord.
What?
It's Disney World. They don't say boys and girls anymore.
Did you see that their stock has dropped 25% since this bullshit hit?
Really.
$63 billion
You saw that the
lost for their
chief,
shareholders.
Yeah.
chief corporate messenger quit after 3 months, and he's the one who pushed to respond to this bill. Gone in 3 months.
It's going to get worse.
I think Chapek is gone soon.
Oh,
as
it's going to
well.
get worse because the shareholders are pissed off.
I
And
mean,
then everybody's
$64 billion is nothing to.
yeah,
In fact, if anything, people should be buying right now.
yeah. I mean, I don't disagree, but people who already own it, the shareholders who
Right.
already own it,
Right.
the board should be going. I'm sorry, why are you getting involved in this transgender bill or whatever it is?
step back and get out of
Yeah,
it.
isn't your job to make sure that when people come to Disney World and Disneyland and watch Disney movies, that they are loving it,
Or entertained, not pissed off.
entertained? Yeah.
Are you entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I'm going to be there in about 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
You
Racist.
unbelievable.
I want to make sure I wear my Foxtrot Juliet Bravo shirt down there.
Oh, really?
Oh, do you still have Brandon's 45?
Yeah, I still got that.
That's the one you need to bring.
Maybe
You
a little
can't
hot.
take firearms onto Disney World property.
No, he has a Trump 45 jersey. It'd be way too hot
Oh.
As opposed to,
to wear that.
it's going to be hot no matter what.
No,
When are
that's
you
like
going?
a heavy polyester.
In July?
No, end of May, 23rd.
End of May.
Through,
Oh,
yeah,
shit,
I'll
it
be
might be
gone.
cold.
I'll be gone for Memorial Day.
We're going through global cooling right now. You might be
That'd be nice. I was just down in Florida, and it was nice. It was
Yeah.
beautiful weather.
nice.
It was great weather today.
Yeah, it was nice.
Really,
Um,
really nice.
So hey, look, we got a new bourbon with Tramp. Well, actually,
Yeah.
1792 has been around for a while.
It has.
However, they got the bottle and bond that's come through Total Wine, and the price is right. And not only was the price is right, but they got the bottle and bond. So it's 100 proof.
100 proof.
And I don't have a lot of fantastic things to say about it. I don't have a lot of horrible things to say about it. It
You're
is
saying
a
middle of the road.
solid bourbon to drink on ice as a mixer. It is an absolute solid. You can't go wrong with
Yeah,
this.
I don't know if I'd use this as a mixer.
No. Oh, no. Please, yeah, don't.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd
I
use
would.
this as a mixer. Well, you could use anything as a mixer.
Of course, but I wouldn't. There are so many worse bourbons
Yeah.
to use as a mixer.
But it's
But
good.
hold on, as a I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but as a mixer, I'm not necessarily saying like 1792 and Coke. I'm saying like
Like an old fashioned.
an old fashioned or something.
I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can see
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's sanctioned by dudes like us.
Correct.
Yeah.
But this is it's not bad. It's not
not
as
bad.
good
It's
as I was
good.
hoping. But it's
It's got a little bite on the finish. It's not as smooth as I was
It's a
expecting.
little snobby.
Yeah, it's got a little growl to it, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I like it better than what we just had
Really,
Well, we had Scotch.
from your unpeated
from
German,
the unpeated German whiskey.
German
Scotch.
Is it
whiskey
unpeated or non-peated?
from Eiffel, from
From
the
what?
territory of Eiffel.
From the plateau in Germany.
You know, I always made fun of Jeff about when I
Mm-hmm.
take food out of the fridge, I set it there, and Jeff's kind of like, "Oh, you gotta put that up." And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna fucking put that up. Just
'Cause it
what the
annoys
fuck
you.
is wrong with you?" I don't get it. He's like, "I don't know. I just kind of what bothers me." Something happened a day ago, week ago, a couple weeks ago. There was a 19-year-old New Englander who was in a college somewhere, went to a buddy's house, and there was some leftover Chinese food that was in the fridge. And I guess it had been sitting out for a day or two, and one of the kids put it in the fridge. I was like, "Yeah, I see this." I just he let's see. So
Oh,
19-year-old New Englander goes into shock, suffers from multiple organ failures after eating leftover Chinese food. And it says WHDH. I don't know what that is.
WHD
White House dickhead.
Oh,
think-
White House dickhead.
Thank you, Jeff. That clears it up.
Is that referring
They
to
should
Joe
just could have
Biden?
they just could have said Joe Biden.
Is that Joe
A
Biden?
19-year-old
Or Brandon.
New England man went into shock, suffered multiple organ failures, and developed a rash that spread all throughout his body after eating tainted Chinese food. He also lost his limbs.
So he's like
Like
just-
all of them?
He's
He
just
lost
like
his
a-
legs.
he's just like a cork. Oh, it's just like he have his arms.
What did you just say? He looks like a cork? Did you just say he looks like a cork?
All right.
No, I
well,
didn't say that. That
no,
was Sean.
I'm thinking that's exactly what you
I
said.
think we need to take a moment of silence.
It's
What?
just a
Is that what you
descriptive.
call somebody that has their arms and legs torn off?
a cork?
A cork? Is that like
No, I don't. I call them
We-
the amputees, double amputees.
wow?
All right. So leftover food at restaurants is not something that
God.
people would normally want to gorge on, but the tragic case of a 19-year-old student in the U.S. who consumed some leftover takeaway food from Chinese restaurant will leave you terrified. Hours after having the leftover meal, the person had to have both of his legs and fingers amputated.
Okay,
the student,
first off, this is kind of a bullshit story.
Why?
Here's why. Because we have no idea. I mean, that's gonna make idiots who read this story go, "Oh, I can't eat leftovers. It's not safe."
No, it's leftovers that
Well,
sit out too long.
I
and
get
grow
it.
shit.
That's not true either.
I get it.
It was tainted from the get-go. So, according to the New York Post, the individual was a part-time employee at the eatery, which goes unnamed. He quickly began throwing up after eating the leftovers from the Chinese restaurant. Chills, shortness of breath, headache, fuzzy vision, and chest pain followed. The patient's skin had begun to turn purple, and they show a nice little illustration of the skin. The patient had a
Nice.
bacterial illness called Neisseria meningitis, which was discovered after a battery of blood and urine testing. He was also diagnosed with sepsis, a condition brought on from the infection of the leading gangrene. All his fingers and both legs fucked up.
Well, yeah, but
Fucked up.
but
Long
hold
story
on. So you're
short.
saying the food was tainted, like
Straight from the
fresh?
restaurant?
Well, they're saying,
Or did it
From-
grow?
from what I understood, reading the previous article from I can't find right now, is that it was tainted prior to leaving the restaurant, meaning that it had stayed out in the restaurant
Right,
too
okay,
long,
okay.
or a certain portion of the
Well,
ingredients
that's
had stayed
how,
out.
and salmonella, right? I mean,
Yeah, but
that's
I mean, look, dude, this
Ebola.
is so bad. Homeboy lost his
HIV.
fingers and his
Both
legs.
legs. Like
So
at
he's
the-
got his
at
arms.
at the knee or at the hip.
Well, it wasn't very specific, and at that
God,
point, I don't think it
that
matters.
is awful.
I mean, you're either a cork or a flailing cork. I mean,
so
what are you?
how unlucky do you have to be for that to happen to you?
Pretty damn lucky.
I mean,
you
do you
know?
know how often all of us eat takeout and all of us eat leftovers and all of us like
We all eat every day.
right?
I mean,
and
come on,
and we do we leave out shit longer than we should? I mean, I
dude.
don't know.
I leave out stuff all the time. In fact,
I
I
don't.
don't. When it comes to pizza
It's indestructible.
is better eaten the second day.
In the
like-
fridge.
Like really,
No.
like
Yeah.
crispy and hard.
In fact, lasagna is the same thing. You leave lasagna out
That's got
for
meat in it.
24 hours.
Oh, what?
No, it's got
No.
meat in it.
Man, I'll tell you what. You talk to a bunch of Italians, they're going to say the same thing. You know,
No.
it's better because it gets all.
What about a
Stuff going
Wuhan
on.
virologist? What would they think about that?
Well, we're not. If it were bat meat, we might,
What would this guy say about it?
or
This 19-year-old.
well, he probably wouldn't say anything. He probably lost his tongue too soon.
You guys are in rare form tonight.
I didn't
we
say.
have a cork. We have cork over here, and he probably lost his tongue.
Well,
God, what is wrong with you guys?
look. Okay, put yourself in his shoes. I'm sorry.
He doesn't have
Put
legs.
yourself in his underwear.
Oh,
you know,
I'm
just-
Hey, enough.
No,
enough.
I'm
This is-
just-
I hope our listener is listening and laughing, but
No, but seriously, put yourself in his position.
that's awful.
Would you want yourself euthanized?
If I had no arms and legs,
No, if you had no
Uh,
fingers.
God, let me think about that. Honestly,
I mean, you still have a penis.
What?
I mean, assuming.
did they not mention that in the story?
I didn't see anything about penis in there. They said it had swollen.
so it's not a cork.
It's permanently swollen.
Okay. Anyway, we've gotten so dark here. But you know what? And not to go dark in that conversation, but I honestly, if I ended up in a situation like that, I probably would want to die.
Well, have you seen the movie? I don't know what it's called, but I think it's a World War II movie, World War I movie maybe, where a guy gets blown up on I think the last day of the war,
Oh.
loses his arms, his legs, his sight, his speech, and his hearing. So basically, he can't.
He was John Keller.
No, and if you saw the movie, I'm sorry, the video "One" by Metallica, they wrote that song, or at least the video is based around that. But it's an actual movie.
Oh, that's
and,
interesting.
and he can't.
Taking my sight, taking my limbs,
Yeah.
taking my
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Now that makes sense.
So yeah, it's based off of that movie. Jimmy's got.
Not
John,
once have you seen the lyrics?
I think it's called Johnny's Got His Gun. Maybe I can't remember. But
That's Jane's got it.
Johnny's got a gun.
I can't remember. But anyway, he did. He lost his arms, his legs, his sight, his speech, and his hearing.
Okay.
And he couldn't communicate. He couldn't hear anything. Couldn't see anything. And it's about his life and him trying to communicate. Again, pretty dark on trying to get someone to kill him. So he just wanted to die. So another uplifting story, Paul.
So, and I think somebody in that situation would 100% need that because I'm not going to lie. I think the natural response to that is I'm never going to have. I'm not going to do any of the things that I thought I was going to do. I'm never going to be the man I thought I was going to be. I can't be. I mean, look at me. A lot of burn victims, right?
Right.
I mean, they just, they look in the mirror and they're like, I don't want to live the rest of my life like this, right? Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I think it's wonderful that they are inspirational stories, um, where the bottom line is God can make use of everyone to further his kingdom, right? So you'd be amazed what these people can do, probably more than people who have been unafflicted, right?
Right.
In terms of telling a story, in terms of bringing inspiration and hope, and
Well, you'll see those guys. Those guys. I'm sure women do it too, but like the soldiers that go on the inspirational tours, right?
Yeah.
Where there's a soldier out there that basically lost his face from a burn, and he goes around gives inspirational talks.
amazing.
All right, so I'm gonna.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And you talk
fly
about
through these
talk
lyrics.
About sorry, not to interrupt. Let's talk about living out your purpose for God
Right.
more than anyone could possibly live in their lives, right? Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
So this the Metallica is the name of the song is One, and it's a very popular song, huge, and
So you would say I would recognize it?
oh
For
yeah,
sure?
if we played it, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or a dream. Deep down inside of me, I feel to scream. This terrible in silence stops me. Man, you know what? I cannot hear it. Play it just real quick, just a little part of it.
All right, here we go.
You'll recognize
This
it.
is the first time we played Metallica.
There you go, right there. You've heard this. Everyone's heard this
Hold on.
song.
Not so far.
I don't think this is the video. This is just a song.
Yeah, this is like the karaoke version.
No, I have not heard this song.
You have.
Okay, well, jump to the part where they do something. No.
All right, well, I can't remember anything. Can't tell.
No, they are singing.
Yeah, but this is a karaoke version.
I know, but
That's it. No, that's done. Leave it here. Leave it here. You've never heard this?
no. Remember, you were a
Just listen, listen.
So, do you think anybody knew the context of this?
No, nobody
I did.
did. I didn't.
How?
I watched the
How
video.
do you kill it?
Ah, you watched the video.
Yeah, the video has
The World War II
the movie.
veteran.
Yeah, it's cut between them playing and the movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
then-
Well, here's the actual music video, and it's.
He's got long hair. It's wavy.
Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, the guy, I mean, I never actually ever really thought about it. I never did. I never put two. I watched it, but I never really cared enough because I wasn't a huge Metallica fan
yeah,
either.
so he just
even
got,
though
he,
I liked
he just
the
got
song.
blown up, right? And
But-
and in the video, he's got this thing over his face. So
Look,
you never see.
they got a.
Yeah, so you never see his face.
He's got like a mask.
No, it's like a big, almost like a tent.
Oh,
over
this
his
is an
face.
old
Yeah,
movie,
right
like
there.
from the.
No, it was made in the 70's, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's 52 years ago.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
yeah. So
Oh,
it was
I
a
know
long
that
time
guy.
ago.
I recognize that guy,
That was
that
Jason,
actor.
That's Jason Robards.
I didn't know his name, but you knew the name. Like you know a lot of things.
Yes.
How you would know this guy's name is kind of confusing to me.
That's
Well, you
Jason
said you
Robards.
recognized
Well,
him.
I'm just saying I recognize him, but why would anybody know his name? I don't understand why you know his name.
That's Timothy Bottoms. is the
Okay,
actor.
we can stop pointing out things that other people wouldn't know ever.
Ever.
Ever. Like why? Like it's a sickness.
I don't know.
Are you artistic? Are you in the spectrum?
I don't know.
How do you know this shit?
I don't
It's
know. It drives my
unbelievable
wife
how you just
nuts.
pull shit out of your ass.
Drives my wife nuts.
Well, I mean, he had a very sheltered life.
It drives my wife nuts unless you're on her team
Right.
when you're playing Trivial Pursuit. right?
Vesuvia.
But you know what? I was on your team.
And you guys lost.
We got the most answers correct.
No, you
but
didn't.
Yes,
No.
we did.
No, you didn't.
But
we
someone
lost.
kept overturning.
Okay, no. Okay,
Me
no,
and the other partner, your wife.
I don't know.
All right,
We
for
were
dudes like
agreeing.
us, listeners out there, we played Trivial Pursuit, and I won.
End of story.
There you go.
Fastest story ever.
Well,
okay,
we only
you had teammates, by the way, but
Well, we only went to 3
Yeah.
pies.
that doesn't seem to matter.
Oh.
That's okay.
But no, we played half the game. You know, Jeff's like, oh, we went to 3 pies. Well, that's we were like, well,
You know what? Okay, that is. Well, I know where you're going with this. Half of that game is being able to land on the damn slice.
Correct.
Pie.
It has nothing to do. Really, the winning the game is when you have the pie, and each of those in the pie are
Even
6
though
slices.
it is absolutely right
Ugh.
what you're saying, you're still wrong
No, I'm not.
because it's not. It doesn't say slice in the
I don't
directions.
understand why you keep saying that. It is each one is a slice. Oh, did you get the green slice or the
No,
yeah?
it says pie.
Oh, no.
Jeff, back me
No,
up.
No,
It's
Don't-
a pie piece.
don't back him up.
There you go.
It's a slice.
No, it's
It's
a
pie.
pie
Yes,
piece.
it is. Oh, you guys
Yeah,
really.
we're not slicing
Piece
anything.
of the pie.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Are you Googling it?
I'm googling it. No, I'm transferring money to my son. Oh, it drives me crazy.
In the middle of a podcast.
In the middle of a podcast because I got 4 texts. I need it right now, Dad. Please, please, please. I'm being embarrassed.
Then don't do it.
Too late.
If it's pissing you off, just say you should have thought of this beforehand.
Whatever. I just gave him 5,000 and said, "Have fun."
Oh wow.
Dad, I need it now, Paul. Come on.
That's what we do in Frisco, don't we? We just give our
No,
kids.
don't do that.
We don't give our kids thousands of dollars
No.
in a whim.
Yeah.
some
So
parents I don't.
it's
I don't
it's
either.
Japan and not New Zealand. We definitely know that.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
What was the
whatever.
question about that
It doesn't
anyways?
matter. It's some volcano and
It
something.
Was, it was yeah, it was. I think it was volcanoes.
Yes, I got my ass
And Chili's
kicked.
like,
Okay,
it's Japan.
I
All right, hold on.
I
It's a
overruled you
wedge
guys
piece.
3
It's called a
times.
wedge piece.
Yes,
Thank
see.
you. Also, a slice.
There's no word slice
It
in
says
there.
slice right there next to it.
No, it's not.
Anybody who's
Doesn't
ever
say
played
slice.
Trivial Pursuit, they know what we're talking about. There's
Nobody has ever
you
used
get
the word
6
slice.
slices. Oh,
I'd like an orange slice put into my pie
okay,
over
when
here,
somebody
please.
says,
I have the
"Yeah,
green
I would
slice."
love."
Oh no, I want the orange one.
Okay,
It's-
scroll down for a second.
Give me an orange slice.
So let's say you just had a dinner, like a wonderful dinner with a bunch of friends, and you brought out a cherry pie. Okay, scroll down.
I have a piece of
Would
pie.
you say, I would like a, is that what it says? Piece of pie? No, that's
Yes.
not what it said. Scroll down. It said,
I like a wedge.
wedge, right? Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
would
look,
love
I would
to
not
have,
say
well,
that.
think of it like a wheel
I would
of,
love to have a
think of
cherry
it
pie
like
wedge.
Think of it like a
I'll
wheel,
have a cherry
wheel
pie
of
wedge.
cheese.
Although
No,
I
they don't
thi-
say that. They would say, I would love a slice.
No, but if
I would love
that
a
is if you're
piece.
having pie.
SLICE.
Imagine if you're
slice.
having a wheel of cheese, then you would have a wedge.
Okay, but we're not playing trivial cheese.
Oh, but we're not playing trivial dessert either.
Well, it's a pie.
It's semantics.
You said it was a pie.
It could be a cheese round.
It's not a cheese pie.
it could be.
Is it a quiche?
What if you're having a pizza?
Maybe it is.
What if you're having a pizza?
I would like a wedge of quiche.
If you're having a pizza, then you have a slice of pizza,
Slice. Thank you.
right? But it's thin.
Thin. You're very thin.
Oh my God. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm talking to 2 morons.
Well, at least one. I actually
No,
won the
I'm
game.
talking to 2.
I won the game, so yeah.
You're excluding
Yeah,
yourself.
me, my partner, and I
All
won.
right. Anyway, God Almighty, it's an awful game. It's really not fun. Here's the thing.
I like how you just sidestep the whole fact that
But no, but
you
they-
two lost.
No, but yes.
We didn't lose.
But here's the thing about
It was
the
3 to
game just
2.
ended.
Okay, time out. Trivial Pursuit, like the standard questions. What percentage would you say that nobody knows the answer to? And they're like, I don't know. And they all look at each other and they're like, I don't know. What percentage?
50%.
Way
at
more
least,
than that.
At least half,
Way more than that.
I don't
Brother,
know.
try 70, 80%.
probably.
I
of the
don't know.
time.
I'd
There was
say
some the
50.
other day. I was like, I have no idea the answer to that
They're
thing.
stupid. There's stuff like whatever you said the name of the actor.
Well,
That-
they're
it's
kind of
that
like
kinda
Cliff
stuff.
Clavinisms.
Who was the dad of the kid
Yeah,
blown
who-
up and Johnny's got his gun?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
Tim Ballard.
Oh, that's Jason Robards.
Oh, just Gruber.
See, now if that comes up, you guys will know.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be on my team at that point somehow. Anyway,
All right, well, hold on. Scroll up a little bit there. The majority of people in which country believe in elves?
I think Iceland.
okay, that's a stupid question. Like, how was that even? Did the Ministry of Truth? They need to fact check all this shit. That's the first thing the Ministry of Truth needs to do. And whatever her name, Brockovich, what's her name?
Aaron Brockovich.
Nina Klanglakovich.
Oh yeah, her.
She needs to fact check Trivial Pursuit.
Nina Jankowicz.
Yeah,
Doesn't she need to
Jankowicz. She's the she's the czar. She's
So
the
that
new
department
misinformation
needs-
czar.
that-
Well, is she officially? Has she been appointed? Has she been vetted?
No, she
in
has
front of
not.
the Senate?
It's not. She hadn't been vetted yet, but the
Yeah, seriously.
the Wikipedia
How-
says specifically. Hold on, what is that bitch's
How
name?
can an unelected how can an unelected body
Her name Jana what?
Nina
Jankowicz.
Nina Klanglakovich?
Yeah, how can she wield the power?
Yeah, I mean, really? She decides what's the truth for America? Is my face contorted enough?
Yeah, I don't get it.
That's why we don't do
I don't get
video.
it. Did you?
It's the assumed office.
I know I'm choking on my own.
So at this
spit
point,
'cause I'm
the-
so
the-
emotional.
It's called the Disinformation Governor Board Executive Director. So actually, it says right there, it's a incumbent assumed office.
I tell you what, if she gets in there, if a Republican goes into office 2024, she's the first one I'm firing.
Oh, for sure.
You're out.
And I'll get rid of the whole board, the whole
Yeah, the
department.
whole thing. You're gone.
Yeah, but didn't they want? Did the Republicans wanted that in
No.
place?
No.
Didn't Donald Trump was
I
kinda
think I think if it was managed properly, I think there could be some benefit from it. But
I mean, but it's
and here's,
impossible.
I don't know.
This is what I'm getting at: is that there's a lot of false. There is a lot of misinformation out there, but you can't sit there and say, "I got Hunter Biden's laptop" and claim misinformation.
Yeah,
on
but
that.
you can't pick and choose what's information and misinformation. You can't. No one can. No politician. Guys, the Republicans are not our friends.
no.
When you scale it all back, we want to align with them because the Democrats, in our opinion, are more psycho.
Yeah, but
none
look,
of them are our friends.
but still,
they're
look,
all corrupt.
But when it
The
comes,
government is corrupt.
for the example,
all of them.
Let's just take the wedge of
I think we need to run for office.
not slice. We'll take the
Let's start
wedge
with
of
school
the
board.
Hunter Biden program, for example. Okay, so what's disinformation and what's not? All right,
Okay, go.
they have the
laptop.
laptop. So at that point, why don't we just come out with it? Why were we hiding it?
Because it was going to impact the election.
Understood.
And it was
but who has
very
the
damaging.
authority to hide it?
The FBI.
The FBI.
So, but the FBI never had it.
Yeah, they did.
Rudy
they had it
Giuliani
immediately.
had it.
They had it the minute the technician at that store contacted them.
But how did Rudy Giuliani get the hard drive?
I don't know, because the FBI said, "Oh, there's nothing happening here." I have no idea how Giuliani got it. Does he? Are you sure for sure he got it?
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani had 2 copies of it because they were at his
Yeah, they stormed his-
residence, and when they
The FBI
came in to
stormed his
search
house.
his house, he was like, "I've got the laptop hard drives here. Are you going to take those?" And they were like, "No, we're not taking that," because
So-
they had to put it into an
Yeah.
inventory.
They would it would have to be.
They have to acknowledge it.
It would have to exist. So what did they storm his house for?
I think papers against Trump. I think isn't there some Ukraine travel or Ukraine bullshit they're looking
Oh,
for?
the quid pro quo.
Correct. I think it was part of that bullshit.
And it was bullshit. It's all bullshit.
It's
I
all
mean,
bullshit.
if anyone's got
It's-
quid pro quo, it'd be Joe Biden and his stupid ass
Chinese
comments about.
connection.
Well, I mean, it's the getting that dude fired from the energy board in Ukraine. You know, well, by darn it, but he was fired before 6:00.
So he was not a board member. He was a DA.
DA going after the board
Burisma.
for
Yep.
Burisma.
Burisma, yes.
Yep, he was going after Burisma. And he boasted about getting him fired. I mean,
On TV,
on TV. Unbelievable.
and nothing came of it.
I mean, and it was so obviously quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Well, you're not getting the money. Hey, either he's fired or you're not getting the money.
Yeah, and he was like, and did he get the money? No, he didn't. All these people laughing. No, he didn't.
No, he got the money because they fired him.
Unbelievable.
It is. It's.
No, it was Trump that said, "I'm not giving you guys any money until there is some semblance of justice." Like,
We don't know where that money's going.
I mean, he was withholding. He was withholding. Because how often do we give bullshit money to everybody in the world?
Right.
I mean, corrupt governments.
Hundreds of millions and billions
Oh
of
my God!
dollars.
Oh my God! I mean, over and over and over again. And so he was trying to put a stop to sending money to bullshit countries when there were clearly some things that were inappropriate.
I wonder what would happen.
And so he was like, you know what? I want to make sure that you guys are like not corrupt.
Correct.
Essentially, is what he was doing. Prove to me that you're not corrupt, and I'll give you the money.
So what would happen if we stopped sending money everywhere?
We'd be rich.
We'd be rich.
Well, we could take care of people in our own country. But
Bare naked ladies.
what would happen to these other countries?
Do you know that song, Mr. Producer?
One
What?
week.
Actually, if we didn't give money to certain countries, they would collapse. Period.
No, I disagree. I think all the money we basically give to all of those questionable countries pads the pockets of the corrupt
Politicians.
and the dictator or the monarch or the bullshit politician.
That's what I mean. So if we just stop,
How much money are we planning on giving Ukraine right now? 38 billion?
I think we've already given them $50 billion. $50 billion.
What are they using it for? Are they using it to
They
buy
claim
weapons?
no. It's not cash.
To unassemble the biolabs.
No. Well, I don't know. It could be. It's not. We're not giving them cash. We're giving them $50 billion in arms.
And food?
I think. Is that true? Am I right?
I don't know. They passed. I didn't know they passed it, but
That's
I
a
guess
lot
they
of
did.
arms.
A lot of arms. No legs though.
No
Weird.
legs. That's a lot of weaponry.
don't need any
for
legs?
$50 billion.
Bunch of corks.
It is making a difference though. I mean, the Russian army's getting their ass kicked.
Well, they sank two ships now.
Yeah.
Did I see that?
It's
And
only they're not going to win. I mean, this is like a fart in the wind.
You know, an interesting thing I read today is that there is a fatal flaw in the Russian tanks. Did you guys read about this?
Mm-mm.
So over and over and over again, whenever a Russian tank is hit, the turret blows off the tank.
Yeah. But that's not a flaw.
Yeah, it is a flaw. So here's what happens. If there's any direct or indirect fire, what happens is fire, like heat and fire, goes down into the tank and
Immediately kills the people, I'm sure.
No, what happens is it ignites, kind of like what happened in World War II in Pearl Harbor. It ignites the armament because they they apparently have a rotary
I watched the same thing.
Yeah, they have a rotary device underneath where they load, and it's automatically load. When they fire, it turns and automatically
It's
has
kind
the
of
next
like a
one lined up
revolver.
where they're all there, like they're all right there. So what happens is if it gets into the tank at all, it blows that up, and then the turret gets blown off, and the entire crew dies.
But it's not a.
But in U.S. tanks, they don't have that. It's all manually loaded. They learned their lesson.
Right.
American tanks learn their lesson. It's manually loaded, and the armament is kept away from the loading in a specially sealed compartment that has to be opened and closed, and it is protected from heat and fire. And they're saying the Russians have not learned their lesson, and they learned their lesson during the Persian Gulf.
What they were talking about was the article that had mentioned that was that they were like, you ever wonder why the turret is knocked off the tank when it explodes? And they were like, well, that is the reason why the turret knocks off is because they have that instead of having
it's exposed
what
armament.
Paul had explained, the United States with their all other have the projectiles loaded into a separate bin, while the Russian ones amazingly have this rotating wheel.
Basically, the crew is surrounded by.
Like
the
shells.
armament is wide open for.
Oh, there you go. There's a picture of it. The T-72 Russia, the tank commander. You know, they're basically sitting on a coil.
Oh my God, they are. They're literally sitting on top of the armament that's all 360 degrees around them.
Yeah,
They would be completely obliterated.
Yeah, and they are.
Yeah, but you know, you also got to think about. Look, there's pros and cons. The con is that if you get hit in a specific spot, you're vaporized. But you know, that's also bittersweet because if
And the
I'm
pro
gonna
is,
die,
the pro is you die quickly.
no, the pro is that tank is going to be able to fire far rapidly than any of its competitors. So it'll probably get 2 to 3 fire shots off before the other ones will get one off.
So here's what's interesting. So during the
I'd like
Persian
to see
Gulf
that
War,
study because I'm sure the U.S. guys have it down to a science
Oh,
to
they
load
do.
those things.
and they
they
kicked,
do,
and
but
they
have you
kicked
seen
the
them?
shit. They kicked
You know,
the shit out of the Russian tanks. kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Choo-boom, choo-boom, choo-boom,
I don't
choo-boom.
think it's that fast.
It's faster. It's boom, 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 boom.
It's 6,000 rounds a minute.
Yeah, it's a really fast motor. Yeah, basically the guy sitting in the
Tank's going
tank.
backwards.
Oh, the tank. They get all dizzy and shit because the rotating thing is really going fast.
It's a
No,
butt-
but they said
butt
in
massage.
so remember the Iraqi tanks were all Russian, right? When we invaded Saddam Hussein, right? And we
Sorry, invaded who?
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein. Okay, hold on. So, do we need to play that back? What happened? Saddam Hussein.
That's what she said.
Yeah. You know, when we invaded Saddam Hussein.
Okay, sorry. Remember when we invaded Saddam Hussein?
No. Just move on because
Okay, that
I'm
sounded
embarrassed
funny.
for you.
It
Just
sounded-
keep going.
You're embarrassed for me. Thank you. All right. Well, I'm actually getting a little buzzy off this 1792.
Really?
Yeah. a
Oh,
little
did you
bit.
finish yours?
No, but I'm getting buzzy off of it, so it feels good. Anyway, Saddam Hussein. So we kicked the shit out of their tanks, and that's exactly what was happening. Their turrets were all blowing off. And how many years ago was that? And these are brand new tanks.
Well, the Persian.
Is that where the term comes from? I'm going to blow my top.
Maybe. They were telling a story of a tank in Ukraine that blew its top and landed on top of the roof of the building. They have like a video of it.
That thing has to weigh a shit ton.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Can you imagine all those
And all those-
projectiles going off at the same time?
All those people,
Boom!
the tank crew was vaporized. I'm
Oh,
sure.
I mean,
yeah.
there's nothing
Vaporized.
left.
Dude,
Nothing left.
Completely
If-
vaporized.
If
Well, look,
that's
it blew the back out.
So but
uh,
here's my point.
disemboweled.
Even an indirect hit is what they were saying. An indirect hit.
What, like someone like farted next to it?
I don't know what that means, but somehow heat or something got into some portion of the tank and the whole thing went up because it's exposed armament. Anyway,
All right, whatever. Move on.
anyway, exciting stuff.
So we were talking a little bit about the Muppets, and we kind of faded out in the last podcast a little bit. Did we finish what we were talking about?
No, we started this podcast with the Sesame Street.
Did we really?
Yeah.
it was just this.
Where have you been?
Hi, my name is Sean.
I am Paul.
And I am Fozzie Bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I get confused. So you're saying Sesame Street calls them Muppets? I thought the Muppet Show was the Muppet Show, and Sesame
Well,
Street
the
was
Muppets
Sesame
are
Street.
the Muppets are what they are, right? So
So they're called Muppets all the way across.
Correct.
So are the Muppets associated with this? Is there a company, a production crew?
Jim Henson.
Okay, so they are all related.
Jim Henson created. Yes, they're all created by the same guy, Jim Henson.
Really?
Correct.
I didn't know that. I always thought there was kind of almost like a Coke and Pepsi thing, right? You had the you had Sesame Street and the
it's
Muppets.
interesting enough that the Fraggle Rock also has Muppets, and that's also created by Jim Henson.
Yeah. So is Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal is.
So he basically cornered the market on Muppets.
Oh yeah, big time.
yeah,
Interesting. And
And-
you know what? I'm looking at it now. So those dudes that sit in the theater that make fun of everybody, those a-holes,
Oh yeah.
those are definitely human. Those guys are humans.
Well, the two old white guys.
That's
Oh, they're
right.
mock-ups of humans.
That's right.
Yeah.
So there is a precedent for
Sure. Well,
humans.
then you have the Swedish chef.
he's human.
He's human. Then you have Scooter. Again, I think he's yellow, but he's humanish. You have the
Humanish.
scientist there. You have the hippie chick, bass player from the band.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
human, kind of
Well,
human.
I mean,
Miss Piggy, she's definitely human.
no, but look, seriously, the guys up in the Statler and Waldorf, those guys are humans. They kind of
Oh,
remind
no
me from
question
like
about it.
48 Hours. You know those
You know who they remind me of? The guys on Trading Places.
Oh, I meant to say Trading Places, not 48 Hours.
Oh, that's what you just said.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh, you were. Oh my God.
You know what?
Right there
That
on
was
the
scary.
same
My
Very
dad
wavelength.
and I used to watch
That
this.
is creepy.
My dad and I used to watch this, and he would always laugh the hardest at those two guys. And I never understood the humor at the time.
Well, it's adult humor.
That's what I mean. He would laugh at those guys. I was like, Dad, that's not funny.
Yeah, you're like,
Look at Gonzo. That's what I was looking
right.
for.
You're like, why don't you think the drummer's funny?
Yeah, Animal.
So what is Gonzo?
He's some kind of bird.
I know he's a bird.
He's like a
He-
mosquito. That's why he's got a crooked nose
Yeah,
because
he's
he's a
got a
mosquito, and he tried like going into someone, and he bounced off it.
Yeah, so he no question he's some sort of he's
Well,
got to
he's
be.
an eccentric passion for stunt performance. Aside from his trademark enthusiasm for performance art, another defining trait of Gonzo is the ambiguity of his species. What it
The
doesn't say shit.
ambiguity of his species.
You don't know what he is.
That's hilarious. He's
Well,
the ambiguity of his species,
I
just like all of us.
I kind of look at him as a mosquito.
I
I
see a
always thought he
bird.
was a mosquito.
No,
I see a bird.
He's got to be a bird. He's got no wings.
Yeah, he's got to be a mosquito.
What is he? The dodo bird?
Mosquitoes have suckers. They suck blood from their nose. He's got a mouth.
And he plays the trumpet.
Does he have? He plays the trumpet?
Yeah,
No, he doesn't.
yeah, he does.
Jim Henson also did Emmett Otter Jug Band as well. I used to watch that on the Christmas.
I'm sorry. What? Jim Otter N Band?
No, Emmett Otter Christmas Time Jug Band, I think is what it was called.
What is that?
I used to watch that during the Christmas time. It'd be out.
Okay.
Yeah, Emmett Otter. Yeah.
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. We got to listen to this.
Used to watch that stuff.
Give us a
Is this
little
the
snippet of
Kmart
this.
version of Jim Henson?
Yeah, it better be good. Do brothers. Do the ones over there. Okay, yeah, whatever. Pick one.
Yeah, go hit Brothers. That's where they're playing the music.
Yeah, do the brothers. Emmett. See the one, the second from the right.
There.
Oh God.
No, that's not it. Right there.
That one. Yeah, do that one. Here we go.
The mayor's introducing us.
Oh.
Four young lads whom I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Oh my
They
God.
call themselves the
used to watch this all
Frogtown
the time.
Hollow Jubilee Jug Band.
And this is Jim Henson too.
This is Jim Henson as well.
All right, so we got like 4 beavers on the stage.
Oh, these guys are so Louisiana.
Right.
How much alike we are. Perhaps we're long lost brothers. We even
Wow.
That's great.
you know there may be others. We can always use a friend.
They're making fun of people.
That's racist.
This family just keeps growing. This family doesn't have to end.
It's nice harmonizing.
Nice.
Brothers. Brothers. So many things to learn, but we'll enjoy
right.
each
What are
lesson.
they? Rats?
Does this bring back memories,
Otters.
Jeff?
Oh, they're otters.
Fun is guessing.
He's got like a little blackboard thing that he's scraping against. What
That's
is
a
that?
That's a
Washboard.
washboard. That's
Yeah.
just to wash clothes
Is
with.
that what they called it? A washboard?
That's what you
Yeah,
used to
that's-
wash laundry with back before they had
And so
wash-
that's literally a musical instrument?
Yeah, they would
is.
use it kind of like in a percussion
But
scratch
it's called a washboard.
It's a washboard.
No,
it's a
nice.
real thing.
Okay.
It's a real thing. They used to wash laundry on it.
Very
Oh,
nice.
my grandmother actually used that.
Well, I'm not for the percussion instrument.
No, well, she actually used it to clean our clothes.
I know, but
Like my underwear, when I would poop them, she would go out to the washboard in a nice basin of hot water and
when you
soap.
would poop them,
Well, someone else would poop my underwear. I
oh,
don't
So
know
you
who they
shared
were.
underwear.
No, I just,
somebody else
I
is
don't
wearing
know.
your underwear. And
I
poop
would
them?
wear my underwear, then all of a sudden I was like, "Where'd that poop come from? That's not me."
Oh, so you were doing diversionary tactics.
Ugh, I don't know.
You're like, Mom, that was my friend. He was wearing my underwear.
Yeah.
And she was like,
It's obviously what happened.
what's wrong with this relationship?
Do you remember? I never had any, but do you remember underoos?
Underoos, no.
Remember those?
Oh, is that
I
where they're
don't
like
think so.
the colored underwear? Where
Well,
you
it
look
was
like his
the-
favorite superheroes?
My
superheroes.
my family couldn't afford that.
I never had any either, but I remember the commercials back in the day where you'd have like Superman. Yeah, there they are right
Oh,
there.
that's hot.
Yeah, so you'd run around like
I never
yeah,
had the tops. I always had the bottoms though.
underoos.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's the best. I'm really glad we're looking at men wearing
Those aren't men. Those are
really
kids.
short. No, those are men. What are you talking about?
Oh
Where-
yeah, some of those
Where
are
are you
men.
looking? It's all men.
No, I was looking at the top.
Yeah,
one.
see, those are men too.
That's Preston.
Do you see the bulge?
I'm not looking at.
Yeah, Jeff, the bulge is what gives it away. Those are men.
What is
Okay,
that?
your underoos thing went bad in a hurry. This turned into a
There
a
you go.
weird.
There you go.
Look
Okay,
at
now
that.
we're pedophiles.
Even that 5-year-old's got a bulge. Look
That's
at
great.
that.
Yeah. Now we're pedophiles. That's great.
God.
Okay, can we
There's
move on from
Chewbacca
underoos?
underwear.
Oh my god.
What is she? Is she Wonder Woman?
I bet
What's
she
going
is.
on here? They have all of them?
Those
Are they DC Comics and Marvel?
Oh, look at that. There's Hercules.
Okay.
Hercules,
really?
Hercules.
Okay, stop. Immediately. Immediately stop.
Well, what about the other ones?
I would
The ones
rather
that would
you
match.
put on Trans Solo right
They
now.
had the clothes
Trans
that
Solo.
you would match the tags. And,
Garanimals?
Yeah, the Garanimals, where you
What?
Garanimals.
Garanimals.
I
It's
don't
kind
know
of
what
like
that is.
you would get up in the morning and you have to go to class and you kind of like, I have to dress myself. I'm a big kid now. How am I going to match myself? So you go to the closet and they have the tags in the back. And if the tags match, then you can wear them. And they're called Garanimals.
Yeah,
Garanimals.
right there.
Garanimals. I have
Garanimals.
never even heard of Garanimals.
I never had any.
That's all I had. Well, that's not true, but actually I have no idea.
Is this an elite brand?
No,
No.
not at all. This
Is
was
this
like Kmart
a-
special program.
It is.
Yeah, I never had
a
'em.
Kmart special
Yeah.
program.
It was supposed to help the kids out, right? So I'm gonna go.
Yes.
I'm gonna wear monkey today. So you go find the monkey shirt
And
but-
find the other monkey
and
icon.
and there's no animals on it, but it would match.
It was like
color-wise
playing
and stuff.
concentration. Remember? This is an animal. That's an animal. And then you
Oh,
flip the
yeah.
cards over. Is that what we're talking about here?
No,
No,
there were just I forget how you match them.
it was by the animal, right?
Yeah, but there was
Or
like
was it like predator and prey, lion,
But
and,
several-
like antelope?
space monkey. What is that? That's,
That's
a
so
weed thing.
racist.
Anyway, so they were
Racist.
like your pants could match like several shirts though.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there was families of there were coded families.
It was like predators, all the predators you
All
could
the
wear,
predators you could wear together.
all the carnivores and all the omnivores,
Yeah, but not
herbivores,
the lesser creatures. See how that's racist?
all the parameciums,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
lesser animals.
Yeah. Now this thing's just gone into like social economics. It's
Yeah.
just
See,
you're segregating.
not all
separate-
animals are created equal. Apparently,
Evidently not.
way to go, guys.
Yeah. Well, some of the I guess the giraffe moles for taller kids, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then you get the hippopotamus for the fatter
I've
people.
never even heard of Geranimals. Is that odd for me to not know this?
Well, I'm sure they didn't
You
have
may
it
have
in
been
Indonesia.
you may have been in
Consider they were made in Indonesia.
Vietnam then.
They were made in Indonesia, but ironically, I've never heard of them.
I don't even know if they still make
What
them.
year? What year? What year are we talking
This
about
is
here?
the 79.
Yeah, I was probably in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, probably when they.
79. That would have been Argentina for me. Argentina. Yeah.
So they didn't have animals in Argentina.
They had no
Just saying that out loud. 1979. Mr. Producer, your dad said 1979. What the hell? Garanimals in 1979. See if that what type of advertising they had back then. That is a long ass time ago.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
It was,
Good Lord.
That was 40 years ago, 42 years ago.
Advertising in 19 what?
That was
79.
1979.
I was 9. I was 9 years old.
I was 10.
Oh, you're an older kid. Were you driving?
Yeah. No, I was not driving.
All right. What do you got? We got Happy Meals for sure.
You're
Oh,
Bert
good
and Ernie.
Lord. Okay. Well, Sesame Street was good. There's Happy Meals. Oh, Happy Meals in the box. No, it looked like a house.
They don't have those anymore, do they?
Do you remember that?
They've had those
Yeah.
without, but our
There it
kids were
is.
small.
And it's got little wheels on it.
But they had that when our kids were small. They don't have them now. I think it's on a bag now.
But that's where it started. Yes, it
They
did.
used to have all kinds of cool
I
shit.
remember that. It was a little house, and they had
yeah.
little. Not
That was back
it
when
wasn't a house, it was
cancer,
a car. of some
getting
sort.
cancer was cool because no one knew it was cancer.
Really.
Yeah, when they were eating all that stuff. Hold on,
Wait a
scroll
minute.
down.
Well, hold on.
Scroll
Yeah.
down.
That
What was
soldier
that?
Sean, it
new.
hasn't changed.
Hold on.
It's
What is the
same
World War
food.
II ad cannon towels army? What the? What is that?
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
Well, a little ad
World War
cannon
II
towels.
ad cannon
Towels. Army's getting.
Army guys bathing in South. Can we move on from that? I think that's an anomaly. That's
That
probably
was-
not advertising that was geared towards me.
Where they
I
have
was
the
a-
underoos.
Because I was a little 9-year-old boy that was definitely not gay
Underoos.
like that.
1979 Underoos. See if there's a. Okay, look at that back seat of that car.
Okay.
Yeah, it smells like
Well, where are we?
bourbon and
We're-
cigars.
I wish our viewers could see what we're looking at. It's a
Yeah,
it's
so we're looking at a
it's a
barrage of.
smorgasbord of
The search panel is Garanimals in 1979.
yeah, just, no, it's weird ass 1979 commercial shit.
All right, well, tell you up on the top right there, Mr. Producer, just hit click and play. Just hit that.
we wore those same clothes.
Just click it.
Have you ever gone back and
Well,
looked
let's
at
see
your
what this
kid
is.
pictures
Oh,
and the
it's
clothes
terrible.
we were
All right,
wearing?
hold on. So
Terrible.
Get your hot dog magic here.
cheese and wiener
What's magic about
croissants.
hot dogs?
Pillsbury
I
Crescent
got your
rolls
hot
turn
dog.
plain hot dogs into something special.
Yeah, see?
She gonna poke his belly?
right.
Wiener with cheese.
They don't even have commercials like this
Oh
anymore.
my God, I do that now.
What a super idea.
Oh, they don't want your deep throated.
What a supper idea.
We make those now. Crescent rolls, wrapping,
With wieners and cheese.
not cheese. We don't do cheese, although that's intriguing.
Guac.
We take those little
Smokies.
little smokies, and we wrap them in exactly what they were talking about, the crescent rolls.
Well, they had like full hot dog.
Yeah, they did. Well, we cut them in in thirds, and we wrap the little smokies. It's still happening. We're doing the same thing we were doing back in 1979.
It's good. Why
'Cause-
give it up?
Yeah.
We had pizza back then too.
Why?
And backpacking, now you're roaming free. That's why refreshing 7-Up's the taste we really like. It's light and crisp, so crystal clear, just like that mountain hike. Moving up,
That came out of my crotch.
America is turning 7-Up, reaching up.
I bet those old people are probably dead.
It's like a European style. That's a 7-Up. The Americans' time. Now we got a bunch of kids running and jumping in.
Everybody's on the run.
Oh, these are all 70s commercials. Oh, this is 7-Up again.
It's lots of fun. And the light, refreshing taste today is what we're looking for.
Woohoo!
That's why 7-Up is turning up now more and more. Reaching up,
Oh, they're hot.
up,
They're dead.
This is very odd.
7-Up, moving up.
Okay. All right. I thought the same thing you just said.
What's that?
There was these old people running across the bridge, and he goes, "They're dead." I thought the same thing. I was like, "Yeah, those people probably are not
didn't.
alive."
They're probably mid
Isn't that horrible?
60s, 70.
Oh, I mean, it was 40 years ago. They're not 177 years old now.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
it is.
No, it's not. They probably wanted to die.
Oh my God!
like your style.
What are we doing here?
Looks John Benet Ramsey.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Like these kids are our age now.
Spring, when a kid's thoughts
Oh,
turn
they're
to
older
fancy.
than that.
Ruffles and bows, buttons and ties. soft
79?
and care
I was
fabrics of
10.
sure quality.
What's happening?
Pure delight from Winnie the Pooh and Sears. Who else?
Here's looking at you, kid. From Winnie the Pooh. Here's looking at you. From Winnie the Pooh.
All right, so this is the commercial for photos. Get your photo taken at Sears.
Oh,
Remember-
that was Winnie the Pooh Sears.
Now,
Yeah.
I
All right,
buy
hold
for
on.
free. But I'm as fussy as ever. That's why I love Garanimals. Oh, not just because they mix and
That's
match by
exactly what we
matching tags,
wore right there.
Or because they
What
look
that kid's
great,
wearing?
or because the fabrics are extra strong, or even because Garanimals' quality is so high while the prices are so low. I don't buy Garanimals for any of those reasons. I buy them for all those reasons. I know kids' clothes, I know kids, and I know value.
And they're made in China. Do you remember the Life cereal Mikey commercial?
He likes it.
Of course.
Hey, Mikey.
Right?
Made in China.
Everyone, there isn't anybody that doesn't know that at our age. Remember when we talked about the effectiveness of advertising? Right? We talked about, I mean, think about it. How many times do we watch a Super Bowl commercial nowadays? And
Well, we try, but they.
oh yeah, no, well,
they
and we laugh
completely
about.
shut down
Oh,
the program.
remember when that happened and that happened, and then none of us can name what the product was.
Really, the only ones you can name now are the Bud Light commercials. With
Yeah.
those.
I see what you're saying. Nowadays, you can't do that.
You can't do
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
But back then, we still know who Mikey was, and we still know
Yeah.
it was Life cereal.
So there was some sort of a cartoon, Dennis the Menace, and one of the little memes that he would say is like, "Mom, name the product and I'll sing the song." You know,
right.
that's how popular shit was back then.
I mean, how many times did we have a conversation about Super Bowl commercials, and none of us can figure out who it was for?
But
I couldn't tell you any of the commercials. We
But
saw
Exactly.
this last
the
week.
flip side of that,
Exactly.
the flip side of that is that back then you only had 4 or 5 channels, and so you were very limited on
I
the
had 10.
commercials that were out there.
Well, you
Whatever.
also
I'm
watch.
just saying,
You also watch TV 2 hours a day,
yeah.
right? So you'd watch it at least in my house. I watched it
wa-
after dinner until I went to bed. That's it.
Right.
So so prime time in Cincinnati started at 8. I went to bed at 9
So
o'clock.
what
I
are you
watched an
saying?
hour
So
of
because
TV.
it was limited TV time, you had it had more of an impact.
Well, not just that, but I think there wasn't the plethora of shit out there that there is today. So you had
So you were inundated with a
so-
million
so-
different commercials.
So that Mikey commercial probably ran for 5 years.
Yeah, it ran for a long time.
You know what I mean? It wasn't. I'm going to run it for the Super Bowl and done with it.
And they
Play
changed
that.
it. They changed it a bunch too. I mean, they modified it a couple times.
All right, I want to see this commercial.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it. He hates everything.
Oh, poor Mikey.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one
So,
of those
but
nutritional cereals you've
they
been trying to
actually
get them to eat.
they cut that
You're
short.
the only one who has to
There's
know.
actually where he takes a couple bites first, and he's
throws
kind of
up.
like, and you look at his face, and he's kind of like, I like it, and he keeps pounding away
For
at
the
it.
record, it's loaded with sugar.
Is it?
Oh yes,
Well,
and it's good for you.
Well, I tell you what.
Oh my
all-
God, it's
I-
loaded with sugar.
When I was buying cereal for me and my kids, I would compare the adult cereal
Yes,
with the kids cereal. I'm like,
it's the
it's
same.
the same.
It's the same.
It's the same. One of the worst ones is like Raisin Bran.
Loaded with sugar.
It's tons of sugar.
I know.
So
I know, and
I
you would
stopped
think
buying
we're
it. I
in-
was like, I want to eat fucking Frankenberries from now on out. You know?
I love
it.
Count Chocula.
Well, yeah, Count Chocolate was like my favorite.
Oh, it was good.
Why am I
Yeah.
going to eat this
Cocoa Puffs.
this adult stuff when it's just as bad
So-
and the other stuff is better?
I always kind of
then they-
deceived myself in thinking that it was natural sugar in the raisins.
Whatever.
I don't think so.
No, they coat them in
They
sugar.
Oh, yeah.
if you look at the raisins, you can't even see that they're raisins.
I know.
It's basically like a silvery ball
They're
of
candied.
sugar.
They're basically candied raisins.
I know. Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Well, then they had.
But there's a lot of alternatives.
What is
now.
the grain, the nut grain, the
Granola.
Bran?
yeah, it was granola, but there was this type of
You
cereal
had mucilage.
that it was.
It's basically twigs and leaves.
It was like a bunch of like pebbles that fell in, like very
grape nuts.
grape nuts. That's it.
Okay, never liked it. I thought it was disgusting.
Yeah, those were
Yeah,
nasty.
but that is probably some of the healthiest food
No,
out there.
It can't be.
Really.
I don't know. I think I just something weird about it. Grape nuts.
Well, it's lots
I
of
don't know.
fiber.
What the hell are grape nuts anyway?
They're very hard.
Yes, it was nasty.
Well, but it turns out that if you take your cereal,
Mhm.
you add it with milk,
And dump a
And-
cup of sugar.
no, and then you walk away for like 10 minutes,
Oh my god!
and you come back, it's like soft.
It's now Raisin Bran.
No. But it's actually has a little
opens
sweetness
its
to it.
wings. Each nut opens its wings, and it's
And
like a
you
flake.
you have a regular bowel movement.
okay. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I
it's
think that's
fortified
what-
with
You-
fiber.
You
I
had
think-
me at regular bowel
I
movement.
think that's why adults eat them because they need to shit more often.
Is that what it is? Fiber.
Yeah. And
I-
More often,
I don't
or
have
just
a problem with
period.
that. I don't have a problem with that. I
Look.
shit very well.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about your cycle.
You guys want to talk about my bowel movements?
No,
No.
dude, you fucking eat a raisin and you have to go to poop.
I do.
Oh, yeah, I got to poop talking about it. I poop
Grape
once a day.
nuts. I don't even know what grape nuts
You
are
poop
made
like
out
3
of.
times a day.
4.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
I know. It's ridiculous. It's wonderful.
You poop 4 times a day?
He
I
poops
think
4 times a day.
1, 2, 3. 3. It's
Dude, if I were to poop that many times a day, my asshole would be raw.
no, I mean it just falls out. It's not like I'm forcing it out and hurting
No,
myself.
no, I'm not talking about the process of
I thought you
excreting
said you
it.
didn't want to talk
I'm,
about
I'm
my bowel
talking about
movements.
the process of cleaning it.
I use a wipe,
I do too.
Jeff.
I'm normal. I use toilet paper.
Well, I use both.
See how I turned that onto the one that doesn't?
Yeah, I
I'm
use
telling
both.
You, if you don't use wipes,
Oh my
what's
God, you
wrong
don't
with
use
you?
wipes?
It's so easy. It's great.
why?
It's ridiculous.
I have no problem.
It's
Well, you don't
wonderful.
have
You
a problem.
guys don't have you don't know how to wipe your assholes.
No,
No,
dude, look,
I wipe it with
I
comfort now.
am a professional.
Me
Well,
too.
then
And
you don't,
I can-
then you shouldn't need wipes.
Dude, look, okay.
I
tell
think
you
it's a
what,
personal preference.
do
Okay, hold on.
yourself a favor. Do
Yeah,
yourself a
I
favor.
have
I'm gonna
wipes
back.
down
I'm
there.
gonna back
Hear
down.
me out.
I've used wipes.
Here,
I don't have to use them every time.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that wipe the best you can, and then when you think you're done, go in there with the wipey.
I have. It's come out clean.
And thank you for listening to Dudes Like Us tonight.
Come on.
And
I
we
don't
are
believe
bowel
that.
movement friendly.
I think you have a handicap or something where you can't wipe your ass.
It's 2 against 1, bro.
I think you trump.
No.
What it is. You're like, oh, I can't get it.
Oh.
No.
Oh, like a spasm.
Like a
muscle
It's not gonna
spasm.
work. It's not
His
gonna
back,
work.
His back hurts.
I grew
Here's
up
the
my
deal.
entire life
You're
wiping
walking
my ass
around-
with
Sean, I'm
toilet
a million
paper.
percent with you. A million
Yeah.
percent with you. This has never happened before.
What?
Yeah.
Sean
you're-
Sean and I have never ganged up
I'm
on
not
you.
arguing against the use of wipes. I'm just like, I don't have to use them every time.
I do it because it's convenient and comfortable.
This is the shortest goddamn podcast
I don't think it
I've
was.
ever
I
had
think it
in
was
my
longer
life.
than it should have been.
Paul was talking about corks and like Sesame
Oh,
Street.
y'all, brother. Where did cork come from? This got ugly tonight.
Yeah.
You're talking about retards. He's talking about corks.
God.
God almighty. What's wrong with you people? Do you not understand that we live in a world of
It's the
like...
1980s
Of
grape
tolerance?
nuts I was fed.
Yeah, we're not 9-year-olds anymore. We can't live in that world anymore.
We are internally always 15 years old.
Our one listener is going to get offended.
All right, you know what?
Too
This
bad.
super short podcast.
Suck it.
Oh,
Really
you
disgusted
you are
with
such
this.
a little baby.
But you know what? Dudes like us, I'm done. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul,
And I'm Jeff.
and we have fun tonight.
I did.